Hello student, my name is Gaetan. Today we are discussing on the Second World War. Second World War was started 1939 up to 1945. This unit, the first topic, the world moves to the war. Before starting the topic, let us see, after the end of this unit, you will be able to explain the cause, course, and consequence of the war. Second, after the end of this unit, you will be able to identify the result of the war and explain how United Nations was formed. Those are the important things after the end of this unit. Let us see each one by one. The first one, the fundamental cause of the war. The fundamental cause of the war consisted deeply rooted peace settlement at the end of First World War. For example, the Versailles Treaty. This treaty was unjust treaty. It affected the central power, especially Germany. Second fundamental cause for the war, the failure of League of Nations. League of Nations was the first international institution that was established in 1920, but this institution used for Britain and France. It affects the other state. The other one, the widespread economic depreciation since 1929 up to 1939. The other fundamental cause, the rise of dictators. The rise of dictators in Japan, Germany, and Italy. In Germany, Adolf Hitler. In Italy, Benito Mussolini. In Japan, Hirohito. Those are the warmongers of Second World War. Let us see in this issue the main idea of fascism and Nazism. Fascism, the term fascism was derived from fasces. Fasces was the bundle of strikes that indicate the power and authority of ancient Rome. But since 1922, Benito Mussolini formed the Fascist Party. This party assumed that the national goal could be achieved through war and conquest. This was the main aim of Benito Mussolini.
Die Kundgebungen, mit denen ich empfangen worden bin, haben mich tief bewegt. Man darf meinen Besuch nicht nach demselben Maßstab messen wie die üblichen diplomatischen politischen Besuche. Die Tatsache, dass ich heute nach Deutschland gekommen bin, bedeutet nicht, dass ich morgen woanders hinfahren werde.
When we see the Nazi party, Adolf Hitler entered to this party at Munich since 1924, and the party became strong. According to Hitler,
meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab, wenn ja.
Germans are the master race who deserve to rule the world. According to Hitler, he assumed that the main factor for the defeat of Germany in the First World War, the Socialist Party and Jew. And he blamed Jew. He killed high number of Jews during the war. The other one, what was the main student? What was the main cause for the rise of Great Depreciation? The main factor for the rise of Great Depreciation, the Wall Street stock market crash in America, especially in USA. This Great Depreciation led to unemployment, chaos, dissatisfaction among European states, especially in Italy and Germany. This led to the war. Student, what are the aggressive measures of Italy, Germany, and Japan? Let us each one by one. The first aggressive measure of Japan, since 1931, Japan conquered Manchuria. Manchuria was the province of China. Since 1931, Japan conquered Manchuria. The Sino-Japan War was started in 1937. The main aggressive of fascist party or the aggressive measure of Benito Mussolini. Since 1934, Benito Mussolini conquered Ethiopia. It against the League of Nations.
He wants them to make Mussolini give up Ethiopia. The Geneva crowds are for him, but the exiled emperor will need his imperturbable dignity before the day is over. British Foreign Minister Eden, Soviet delegate Litvinov on the left.
In 1936, his main target, Anschluss. Anschluss means part of Austria. Before he conquered Austria, Hitler was in prison. In prison place, he wrote, "My Kampf, my future struggle." This book, Hitler says, Austria returned to the motherland of Germany. So in 1936, he conquered Anschluss. In 1938, his main target, Czechoslovakia. To solve this problem, especially Britain, Italy, Germany, and France meet at Munich Conference in 1938. But after the Munich Conference, Hitler conquered Poland. The Nazi conquest of Poland led to Second World War, or the outbreak of Second World War. September 1, 1939, the rise of or the outbreak of Second World War. Germany invasion of Poland. In the Second World War, totally 86 countries was involved, but the main members of Axis power, Italy, Germany, and Japan. The main members of Allied power, Britain, France, USSR or Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, and USA since 1941. The next one, the military aspect of the war. Blitzkrieg, the Nazi strategy to against, in the East Front, to against Russia, Poland, and Eastern States. In the West Front, to against Britain, France, Belgium, Norway. Adolf Hitler implemented Blitzkrieg and Blitzkrieg. The Blitzkrieg or Lightning War, the first war by ground force and air force. This strategy was implemented since September 1, 1939. Within a month and a half, he captured much of Poland in the Eastern Front. The other war strategy of Axis power, or in other words, the strategy of Germany, Blitzkrieg or phony war. The sitting war, April 1914, Germany invaded Denmark and Norway. Then, June 10, 1914, it was a historical day for our country, Ethiopia. June 1914, Adolf Hitler declared war on France. At the same time, Benito Mussolini involved on the side of Hitler. Before the war, the fascist party conquered Ethiopia. Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia appealed to the League of Nations, but no response. World are deaf ear until June 1914. But since June 1914, Britain assisted Ethiopia. The main aim of Britain to protect their own colony in the eastern part of Africa. Then, with the help of Britain and our Ethiopian patriots, Ethiopia became an independent state. Then, June 14, 4 days, mind you, 4 days before the Nazi party conquered or captured France, Italy declared war on Britain and France. June 14, 1940, Germany captured Paris, the capital of France, then set up a puppet government. This puppet government continued until 1944. The other one, in the first, after the capture of France, the next target of Germany was to conquer Britain. the Battle of Britain. The Battle of Britain has two phases, first phase and second phase. The first phase, August up to September. The next one, October up to November. This battle, the first loss of Nazi in the Western Front. The first phase of the Battle of Britain, daylighting war. But Britain used radar to defend the Nazi. By this action, the Nazi lose about 120 planes. The second phase, again, ended by the victory of Great Britain. This was the failure of Axis power in the Western Front. The next time, Adolf Hitler, Operation of Barbarossa. Operation of Barbarossa means the Nazi conquered eastern part of Europe, especially Russia. The operation of Barbarossa was failed by the action of Russia. The action of Russia at the time scorched earth policy. Scorched earth policy means distracting anything that the use of the invaders. By this action, Russia defend their own self in the eastern part of Europe. The next one, December 1941, it was a historical day in the Second World War. This historical day was Japan attack of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Pearl Harbor was the American naval base in the east. As a result of this, USA entered into the war since December 1941. This led to the Allied power got a new force from the West. The West means from USA. Then, in the struggle, the war took place in the seven fronts. East part, West Front, East Front, Pacific Front, North African Front, Mediterranean Front. But at last, all front was ended by the victory of Allied power. Let us see each one by one. The first one, North Africa Front. In the North African, Rommel was the war general of Axis power. But Rommel, within a short period of time, surrendered to Bernard Montgomery. Then the next step of Allied power to capture Italy. Since 1943, Allied power struggled with Italy. In 1944, Italy assigned another prime minister, King Emmanuel III, assigned Badoglio. He became the prime minister of Italy. Then, within a short period of time, Italy was surrendered in 1944. At the same time, Mussolini was died. The next target of Allied power, Operation Overlord. The Operation Overlord leader was Dwight Eisenhower. Dwight Eisenhower was an American war general. 5,300 ships and 12,000 planes. This struggle, the Allied power against Germany in France, within months and a half, liberated France. The first president of Free France was Charles de Gaulle. He became the first president of independent France. The next main target against with Germany. To against Germany, the Allied powers into front. In the Eastern Front, the Russian Red Army was led by Marshal Zhukov. In the West Front, the Allied power was led by Eisenhower. In this struggle Marshal Zhukov decided to capture Berlin on May 2, 1945. Before the capitulation of Berlin, Adolf Hitler suicided himself. Then on May, the end of Second World War in Europe, it was known as Victory Day in Europe, the end of the war throughout Europe. The second target, Allied power struggle with Japan. In Japan, August 6, America dropped the newly invented atomic bomb, August 6, 1945, at Hiroshima. August 9, 1945, Nagasaki. Then, in August 15, 1945, Japan Emperor Hirohito surrendered to Allied power. It led to the end of Second World War throughout the world. The next topic, student. The next topic, what was the main consequence of the war? Second World War had social, economic, and political consequence. Let us see each one by one. The first one, the social consequence, more than 70 million people involved in the war. From this number, 15 million was died. Among these 15 million, 20 million are Russians. The other consequence, USA and USSR become superpower of the world after the end of the war. The other development of the time, the formation of United Nations Organization in 1945. In this event, the other social crisis, the Nazi Holocaust. The Nazi Party eliminated 12 million people. From these 12 million people, 6 million are Jews. Totally, 12 million people was eliminated in Europe. The mass killing camps, Belzec, Sobir, Treblinka, Auschwitz, those are the camps, concentration camps in the eastern part of Europe.
Auschwitz-Birkenau was the largest extermination center created by the Nazis. It has become the symbol of the Holocaust and of willful radical evil in our time.
Student, the next lesson, the formation of United Nations Organization. This was the second international institution. It was formed after the end of Second World War on April 1945. The war was ended August 1945. The headquarters of United Nations was New York. The founding members are 51 founding members. Ethiopia is one of the founding members of United Nations Organization. What are the main goals of United Nations Organization? Student, the main goal of United Nations Organization to maintain peace and stability throughout the world. The other main target, better life standard and larger freedom throughout the world. The other main target, promoting human rights, respect, international law, and social progress. Those are the main aim of United Nations Organization. Before the establishment of United Nations Organization, there was 5 conferences. The first conference, Tehran Conference on 1943. Second one, Moscow Conference. The third one, Dumbarton-Ukas or Washington DC Conference. The fourth one, Yalta Conference. The fifth one, San Francisco Conference. United Nations Organization got its final shape at San Francisco Conference on April 1945. This organization had 6 organs: General Assembly, Security Council, International Court of Justice, Truthship Council, Secretariat, Economic and Social Council. Let us each one by one. The first one, the General Assembly. This is the representative of UN member countries. All UN members have one representative. They meet annually. And second one, Security Council. The main target of Security Council to maintain peace and stability throughout the world. It has 11 members. Among 11 members, the 5 are permanent member of UN. The permanent member have a veto power. Those are USA, USSR, China, Britain, and France. Those states have a veto power in the Security Council. The third institution, ICJ, or International Court of Justice. The center of this, Hague, Netherlands. It has 15 judges, and its official language was English and French only. English and French, the official language of ICJ. The fourth one, Truthship Council. It was responsible for supervising and administering the trust territory at the end of First World War, not Second World War, at the end of First World War. Secretariat, it carry regular work running UN. There is a secretariat that consists of General Assembly and his staff. The first Secretary General of UN, tragically, but today's the leader of Secretary General was Antonio Guterres. Antonio Guterres is from Portugal. The last institution, Economic and Social Councils. It consists of specialized institution. Let us each one by one. The first one, ILO, International Labour Organization. Second one, WHO, World Health Organization. Nowadays, the leader of World Health Organizations, Ethiopian Dr. Tedros Adhanom. The other institution, UNHCR, United Nations Higher Commission for Refuge. The other institution, UNICEF, United Nations International Children Emergency Fund. The other one, FAO, Food Agriculture Organization. The other one, UNESCO, United Nations Educational Scientific Cultural Organization. The other one, IMF, International Monetary Fund. The last one, World Bank. This all about today's lesson. Okay, student, generally, today we have seen about the world moves to the war. In this lesson, the fundamental cause, the fascism, Nazism, those are including under how worlds move to the war. Because Second World War was the most destructive war in the history of mankind. It affected humanity throughout the world. The other one, what was the solution of Munich Conference or Munich Conference and Nazi-Soviet non-aggression impact? The appeasement policy of Chamberlain was totally failed when Germany invasion of Poland. The other one, the Nazi-Soviet aggression totally failed since September 17, 1939. Second World War became a fully World War when USA entered into the war on December 1941. The military aspect of the war, it consists Blitzkrieg and Cityskrieg. Lighting war, it indicates Blitzkrieg. In Germany or the Nazi party implement in the Eastern Front. Second one, Cityskrieg, phony war, sitting war. It started on April 1914 when Germany invasion of Denmark and it was implemented. On June 14, 1914, Germany captured France. The other one, what are the main consequences of the war? The main consequence, it distracts a lot of property, a loss of human life, the formation of UNO, USA and USSR become superpower of the world. Those are the result. The last one, the United Nations Organization. It has 6 organs: the General Assembly, Security Council, International Court of Justice, Truthship Council, Secretariat, the Economic and Social Council. Student, at last, what are the fundamental causes of the war? What was the course of the war? What was the result of the war? What was the main function of United Nations organization? This is all about today's topic. Thank you very much, student. Bye-bye.